It's the battle of the big techs. Yes, at one level, it is Google versus Microsoft. On the other, it is clearly Google versus the rest. The long-standing rivalry between the two Indian origin CEOs, Google's Sundar Pichai and Microsoft's Satya Nadella, was on public display once again as Satya Nadella testified on Monday in the landmark antitrust trial against the search giant in US federal court in Washington. At the heart of the rivalry is their competing products, especially the performance of their respective search engines, Google Search versus Bing. Satya Nadella had maintained his long-standing position that Google's unfair trade practices have led the company to maintain its dominant position as a search engine while thwarting competition from Microsoft's Bing. Denying such allegations, the search engine behemoth has stuck to its often cited position that its search product is superior to competitors, and that is why it dominates the industry. Linking its dominance to people's preference, Google says, if people don't want to use its search engine, they can just switch to another. Nadella believes that Google can be dethroned from its premier search position. He outlined a clear plan of partnering with Apple to give Bing the default status on the iPhone. Nadella said that distribution was key to a successful search engine, and his company was prepared to pay Apple dearly to give Bing the default status on the iPhone. Satya Nadella had attributed Microsoft Bing's failure to build market share against Google to the search engine behemoth's arrangements with Apple. Nadella's concerns appear genuine when seen in the light of recent data. In 2022, Google Search was the leading search engine with a 91% market share, while Bing held just 3%. Microsoft introduced Bing to compete against Google in 2009. During the launch, Microsoft began an aggressive public relations campaign against Google, and both companies lobbied against the other with regulators in Europe and the United States. As big tech entities compete with each other against time to come up with their own generative artificial intelligence models, Nadella believes Google can use its dominance in search to strong-arm content providers who are key to training generative AI models. Despite his early exuberance, Nadella no longer believes the emergence of ChatGPT will reshape Google's dominance of the search business. Generative AI refers to a category of artificial intelligence algorithms that generate new outputs based on the data they have been trained on. Microsoft has invested an alleged $10 billion into OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, an AI-powered chatbot. Microsoft earlier this year moved aggressively to integrate the AI technology into its Bing search engine, creating some expectation that Google's singular position was under threat. The 3-month trial against Google is the biggest US antitrust case against a big tech company since the US Department of Justice took on Microsoft in 1998 over the dominance of its Windows operating system. Back then, the judge ruled in favor of the Justice Department in the case, saying Microsoft violated antitrust laws and held an oppressive thumb on the scale of competitive fortune. The present case against Google hinges on claims that the search giant illegally orchestrated its business dealings so that it is the first search engine people see when they turn on their phones and web browsers. The government says Google's goal was to weed out competition. The Google trial is being closely watched as a referendum on whether the government can slow down Silicon Valley's biggest companies. Notably, the outcome of the case can literally change how tech giants are able to do business and, in effect, how the internet is run. Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.